Hey everyone, how's it going today? I'll get back on working on this alien base, and I was thinking about some other things that were going on too. And one thing I kind of forgot about when I was building this is I think anybody would probably want solar on it too. So I haven't even plotted out like places to put solar panels yet. And typically, if I'm going to place them, I would like to have a good number of them and probably use the larger of the two solar panels to make a more impact on how much power it can generate from the sunlight. So, with that being said, lots more to do on this thing. So, I'm trying to think of neat ways to add some solar that would fit into the body somewhere, somehow. And with all the extra stuff going on, it doesn't give you a lot of room to add solar. So what I'm thinking about is trying to get some solar above the hangar doors on each side. And that might force me to raise the ceiling a row here, which is no big deal at all. Um, to start with, I probably ought to get some solar panels. Let's see, are these the small? We want the regular. So right now I just kind of wanted to plot out something and try to figure out some method that they could be displayed and look decent. Um, it's going to be hard to make this look alien, though. I mean, it really is. Because solar panels natively don't look very alien to me, but so what I'm thinking is maybe I could get four on, well, two on each of these hangar doors to start with, and then maybe do something in between the solar panels to make it look, get that alien feel that I'm trying to accomplish. Um, so let's try this a minute. Let's see how this works out. Now with the other ships, and I'll show you those a little bit later, and something new that was made for this race. Yeah, I freaked. Nothing big, nothing big. Just something new that also is actually finished now. Um, so the aliens have been using a lot of these blocks, and they are used so it can create lighting effects, and they make kind of a little spiky thing going on, which I think is appropriate for what I'm trying to accomplish with these guys. These blocks are really easy to work with too, which I definitely like. Okay, so that is one way to get some solar panels on. Now you can have a maximum of 15 of these on a base, or 15 solar panels period, whether the small ones or the big ones. Um, that's only, well, say I mirror this to the other side, that would be four solar panels, which is pretty light yet, but it's certainly better than not having any. Let's see, I just want to make sure I did this. Okay, not the right location. But now I gotta keep a eye on other placements or places to put solar panels. I'll probably just try to distribute them on all four sides of the base, and I'm trying to keep it open in the center area for right now, so it could have room for a good sized landing pad. And yes, I am very sick of having landing pads. I would kind of like to just make crazy weirdness up top, but you know, still function first. I mean, a landing pad is useful for gameplay, and crazy theatrics up there taking up all the space isn't very useful, really. Oops. Now, just to show you what I'm doing with texturing on these things, I'll just texture just a little part of this right now. Oh yeah, I'm dealing with concrete too. Oh, that's another curveball in this whole thing. Ooh, that's going to be real problematic actually. In fact, everything I just made, I think I would have to blow away because I can't use concrete for that. Because I can't texture it with what I need. Most of it. Here, I'll tell you what. On each one of these, I'm going to eliminate the bottom two blocks here. And either got to replace that with steel of some kind or carbon substrate. Now, since this is not inside the base area, I think I'm going to go with carbon substrate as it is cheaper, and it's just so I can change the texture. That's one last thing. Do I want the little hookies on the sides? I think I do actually. Yeah, that version instead. Give me just a second, I'll show you what this is all about. Alright, so what I did with these other ships is I went through and I textured these two rows with these big, bold, square texture lights. And I think I didn't do much else beyond that. So we'll fill in the rest of this for now. Some kind of border here. And on the bottom, actually, I was doing this. Yeah, so with all these alien things, I'm kind of out of my element in textures that are used. And that is because I'm trying to break the style that I had before. And a lot of my tried and true textures, like a lot of these over here, especially this, I haven't used at all on these alien things on purpose because I wanted it to come across differently. Alright, I'm going to have to get some temporary power set up in this thing real quick. So how about some fuel tanks? Just throw in a small generator for now, or a couple. Bases are really, really easy to get going, though. You need so little parts to make it functional. Just a couple fuel tanks here. Oop. So last for a bit. And just a couple generators. And I'll blow this stuff away later. Okay, so now that we're powered up, where are we? Now that we're powered up, I had hit Y on the base to turn it on. Let me see what I got going on with my color palette right now. Got the stock color palette. So I'm going to go to my custom one and apply to current. Now I got all these alien colors. Now these ships over here, they are a bit deceiving. If you see all these different shades of like purple and grays, the hulls of the ship are actually using all of these. This stretch of 4 are slight one-offs, and it creates a small fading pattern on like tips and things like that. And actually with the lights that I'm using, these are the two colors I'm using for these kind of texture lights. And I have two different shades of those too, creating just a little bit of an effect. I might dial this in a little bit better, but for instance, like I've been doing these lights in a 2-block pattern like this, and the back of them are being texture colored with this shade, and then the fronts are this shade, and they're just a little bit different. In fact, if you notice, the front shade has more of a bloom effect around it than the back shade does. That was again intentional to try to make it look like it gets brighter as it goes to the tip. It's Doesn't accomplish a whole heck of a lot, but it's something. Um, but what I'm going to have to work out yet is how to texture concrete, and that's something I haven't really messed with yet with this alien scheme. I'd have to see what's out there, and because I'm missing a lot of the textures that are part of this theme, and I have some other ones that weren't part of it, and maybe I can incorporate some of these in here somehow. I'll have to do some trial and error on that though. But for instance, that's why I added those blocks so I could get these lights like that. And well, I might as well just show you now. Here is a brand new mining vessel. Um, it's done already. Actually, it's the only thing. Well, I won't say it's done. It's missing one thing I forgot to add when I was building it, and that is a spotlight. It has no spotlight on it yet. And it has no backlight either. Like when you open up the door, there's no light that kicks on like I usually do. But yeah, I like this thing. It's a level 15 miner right now, and I was debating just to replace these drill turrets and put on like the T2, the higher end ones, because this wasn't trying to be like a starter miner. It is a hardened steel creation again. It has a multi-turret cannon turret, 6 miniguns, 6 drills, 2 harvesters. Um, Everything inside on this thing. It's got your clone chamber. It does have Wi-Fi. It has a detector, O2 med station. Um has 12. Well, if I got that right, 12K ammo and 52K harvest. Now it doesn't have any traditional storage besides 2 cargo boxes in it, and of course it has a fridge, air, and a shield, and a constructor. So it's really got pretty much everything in it. But what I do like about this thing, using 2 thrusters, I might say, is it's very agile. It zips around nicely, and for drilling, it hops in and gets the job done really quickly, and it's small and maneuverable too. So I think so, this will be a good idea for mining. Now, one side effect, if you're close to the ground like I am now, you can do a little stunt with this, and well, I'm not close enough, I guess. And you can actually roll it over. Uh, yeah, I mean, all the other features, that they're not important, but the fact that you can roll this over, that is cool. All right, sorry, sidetracked. Back to base. All right, so that is a start of solar panels, but I'm very much concerned about my tower and how do I want this to come across here. And looking at this, which I also started skinning this particular base, it has this, I don't know, head kind of thing on it, this tower that angles, that slopes over. And I like that style for the aliens. I think that's appropriate. Um, so I was debating to turn this into like a head that comes up and like swoops around this way, or should I be doing it like something that comes up and goes off over the front here? I don't know yet, but let's get going here. So much planning in this. I knew this was going to be a complicated project, but it is. So I got to figure out, I think I've been using this particular group of blocks to make this slope. Just wanted to bring that up a little more for now. And then investigate on moving it out, like maybe over the front a little bit, and see how that looks. So so let's say that's one side, and so we got 5 blocks till we get to that point, which is good. I like to deal in odd numbers, 3, 5, 7, whatever, because it always has a center point, which helps a lot in grading. So yeah, I typically never build anything that's like, I don't know, 10 blocks across, because it's an even number and you don't have a center point. And that I find problematic in building. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of bringing this forward to see what it would look like generally. And seeing if it'd be worthwhile to do it that way. And what could be up here too. Alright, so that certainly doesn't have the angle that's going on there yet. But I think what I want to do actually is have this further out yet. A couple more blocks. And just square it off for now. Alright, being 5 wide like this too would make a nice position for an artillery, because it would have enough space up here to fit one nicely. Alright, so then we're going to need a support over here that holds this part up. It's temporary again. And I'm kind of interested on rounding this off on the bottom side. And then on the tip, there are some new little corners. Excuse me. Ooh. Thinking allergies are kicking in. Starting to become allergy season over here. Alright. So now let's try to make this look like like this whole platform it's being held up by these supports, and make it look like this platform could like twist maybe or something like that. And that can be done with using some certain curve blocks here where it lines up on the edges. What to use? I'd like to investigate more of these little half block things here. See if there's a way we could do something like that. Oops. from that and use these other new blocks to angle it down. That doesn't mesh well with what's here, but that's all right. Alright, in a pursuit to not have too much in flat edges, this top row that I already put in place here does have kind of a flat edge. It's angled in those locations, but it's still flat. So, try to find something else that could work with this. I'm going to investigate these blocks first and then see how this works out. If I did that, they would have to come out to here. So that's a bit squarish on the edge, so you know what? Never mind. Let's go with these again. Sometimes I wonder if I shouldn't turn on like symmetry just for a part, like what I'm doing here. It'll probably save some time. You know what? So I got rid of that curve. I do like the spiky look too. Let's get screwy with this too. Maybe add some kind of thing that looks like you might. I don't know what this looks like. Alright. Let's go back to some of these. And that could be a neat place to add another one of these for lighting effects, but I gotta remember to do that in carbon substrate so I can texture them properly. So if artillery was placed, and let's say the artillery center point was here, it would go out to this direction. I'll have to see if these pipes actually look like they would line up right. And what to put over the edges of these. I think this would be a great opportunity to use a decal block. Trying to find ones without words. That is one thing. If you're trying to do alien stuff, obviously all your parts, your thrusters, your fridges, all that stuff does not look alien. Um, so a little bit of a problem. Not a big deal though. Just have to overlook it. I've been debating whether or not to use this texture too. I'm going to have to use something new on the concrete structure that I didn't do on the other alien stuff. But I'm just trying to avoid patterns that don't look necessarily alien. This one might be able to pass either way, but a lot of them I just don't think have the right look to them. So I've been purposely trying to avoid that. Alright, so that part's alright right now. So what can we do with the bottom here to add some, I don't know, some craziness? Let's do substrate again too. Still, I believe substrate is still cheaper than concrete. Maybe I'm wrong on that though. I don't know. Just not that concrete's expensive at all or anything. You know what? Rather than that though, I think do something like this instead. It's a neat little effect too. So now we're kind of like looking into a little tunnel here, and I'll cap it off like close by, but I think that would look a little bit better potentially. Alright, I think I like that enough. So what a mess. We got this going into that, going to this other thing. Whew. So what if this pipe came back over here? Then turned. And joined up over here into another bigger part. Yeah, maybe. Alright, so now maybe like some kind of strip across here, like a little bracing or shield or part of a frame. blocks here. I think just wedge them out a little bit here. Alright, looks nice and abstract. I shall try to finish this wall up now. Still, not much places for solar panels over here either. I think that would look good, but I don't want it to interfere with the gun like it looks like it would. Oh well. These blocks are pretty neat too. I want to make like a little in-cave into the wall pretty easily, really. Huh, that'd work. And switch that up in the middle. So I'm starting to say this pipe in the back, you're not going to see it anyway because I pretty much covered it up. So just fill it in there. Oh, that's looking definitely funky. Right, and then to get this area tucked in nicely. Got a little something up here at least. A little indentation, I'm thinking. Eh. wall here. That might get opened up later once the interior's looked into, if there's going to be any space up here or not, though. Alright. So now over here. Alright, so yeah, I think that's a little bit better. I like that weirdness going on up top there. A little bit more fill in. And the top over here. Now I still wouldn't call that the tower. Let's set up another section here. Oh, excuse me. See if I can get some more solar panels in here too, at least one. Big enough, not big enough. If I did one here, it would have to be that big. I'm okay with the one, but the two, I think that's cutting in too far here. And let's curve this in. For now. This wall here is going to have to cover that solar panel side up. So on this part, what I'm looking at is there's an angle here already. Maybe I can follow the angle up at least partially to make it look like it fits well here. Then probably square it off once it gets to that point. But now I'm thinking my angle isn't. Yeah, I don't think I have another option. really want is it to follow the angle of the solar panel, but I kind of put in the wrong blocks here for that. Particularly liking that conversion here, but you know what? I keep forgetting we have some interesting conversion blocks, like a square to round. Wonder how that would work out. Yeah, okay, that's better. All right, so one other design thing I was thinking about when on this is, okay, obviously there's a big, gonna be an open roof area here for landing. Um, but on this base, what I was thinking about doing to make it unusual is to literally, here I'll show you with just blocks a minute, to take this structure at the top. Now this will cut into the landing pad a little bit, but to run a angle across here, something like that. And then have it like, now it would cut into the landing pad, and maybe the angle's not quite right, but I think it would look neat having like an angled side of the upper building on one side or the other. Maybe not that angle though, but something like it. So that is just a thought I've had on how to finish this off and keep it funky looking. As of right now, I think I cut in too far and started too early with it though, so it didn't like that angle. So let's say it was squared up into, say, this point for now, and then here we'll go like one more block, and then it started curving. And since I know I'm going to want to use the wedge shapes anyway for the angle purposes, I'll just start using those. Where to start it at though? Probably back here. And should it be that angle? We'll try. One thing it would need up here also is a place to enter the base from the landing pad. Alright, let's just say we had that. And this would be a spot for a door, hypothetically. Just trying something out of the blue here. Seeing what it would look like with a line over the other line. So there's a little lip there. Yeah, it might work. Let's try it one more level up too. Kind of shot over a little too far over here. But interesting. Alright, so what if this was just chopped off a little bit here on the edge? Like that. Yeah, I think that could work out. Be really happy once this tower part is complete. So that is just, it's a trippy part. I'm not sure how it's going to come out yet. But I do like that there's this big like line that goes all the way to the ground here. I think that's a nice option. But what would this thing do here at the edges now? I didn't do the edges quite right either. Call this a turret point over here too. Just build up around it for now. And we got the big square here too. that. Alright. Can we make this angle work over to there then? Oh yeah, that kind of works. Really screwy though. Almost screwier than I wanted it to be. Just thinking this top part here just isn't going to mesh well anymore. What I'm thinking about doing now is trying to have like a line like I did on the other walls. Kind of that breaks up every other block. Kind of sealed up where I thought I was going to put a turret. Looks like a turret's not going to go there anymore. Now, if that's the case, just get rid of all this then. Alright, what's it doing this edge? That's a good one. I'm starting to think I got that too far out now with the jaggy. instead a turret goes over here. That'd be a good spot for one. Angle is this? That is the other one. I think. Yeah. I do like that angle right there, but that's not going to jive very good with what's going on over here. Alright, that's just gotta go. Okay, that's better. Excuse me. Alright, so this part over here, though, I think I'm going to have to abandon that whole idea. Maybe keep it a little bit different. I do like the idea of some strips coming down in here, though. So, what if it instead went like that? it's kind of getting built up. Probably ought to watch the time again. But yeah, okay. This one again is taking quite a bit longer than I thought it would. Honestly, I should just know that, you know, any one of these things, especially trying to do exotic designing like more like this, is going to take some time. But it's getting worked out, and you know, it's all kind of about how I'm trying to do the shaping. And well, if you pick up anything from this, it gets really screwy, and I purposely been trying to like just make it very complex on angles running into angles everywhere, that this, so you constantly got to come up with solutions on how you're going to connect this part to that part and curve this part so it meshes with the other part, and then keep on refining it until you can get it to a state that you think it looks good at. And a lot of times, a lot of reworking, you know. I mean, everything on this base is still subject to change, and it's I don't know. Right now, one of my big concerns is I want to figure out ways to get more and more solar panels on this and more turret mount positions. And I would really like to pull off some kind of curvy head thing on this yet. Now, this is something, but it's not quite what I was thinking of yet. So maybe it would go on the other side. Let's say this was a floor up here and a like a kind of a curvy control tower or something came up from over here overlooking the landing pad. I think that would do the effect I'm looking for. And of course, I'm trying to keep this all pretty small on the footprint. It's not, you know, it's not super big, and it would be really fun to make it kind of sprawling and like go out all over the place, but it makes it harder to place. It would increase the costs, and I want this to be a good usable player base and not just for looks. This one, like I was saying before, is a lot about looks. So when I got around to doing the interior on, after designing this crazy thing, you can see I don't have the other side textured here yet. It was so weird and so screwy. It's like I didn't have any like big spaces I could like put in a nice hanger in or anything like that. So I'm trying to avoid that with this. I want this one to be much more usable. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and you all have yourself a good day. I plan on being back and working on this some more tomorrow, until I can get this body finished up, and then just dive into other areas of it. A lot of texturing again. Okay, y'all have a good day. See you later.